Hello and welcome to Hot Money on Bloomberg Quint Live, India's first digital live streaming business news service. This is a show which gets you a complete wrap of all the stocks that are buzzing in trade. I'm Darshan Mehta. Let's welcome our experts then. Amit Shah of Indiabulls Ventures, Kunal of the Streets, and Kunal of Choice Broking join me on the show. Many thanks to all of my guests. Before we start with our guests, let's pull up Titan's 5-year chart on the wall. The stock is trading at an all-time high and approaching the 1 lakh crore market cap. Let's ask our experts, what do they make of the move? So if you're seeing the big move that's coming in on Titan, that's the big move that we've seen. Almost a 1 lakh crore market cap on Titan, trading at almost record high. So there is positive traction that's happening. What do our guests make of it? So Titan is the first stock that we want to talk about. Amit, what's your view on Titan? It's approaching a 1 lakh crore market cap, trading at all-time high. Do you think the rally will continue, or is there some bit of resistance that you're seeing?
Yeah. So, Darshan, if we look back a bit, sometime back, somewhere in later part of 2018, it had actually given a head and shoulder breakdown, which was a bearish sign. Which got negated, it did not have a follow through on the downside, and then it started trading above the pattern, which itself was a very early indicator that stock is likely to do well going ahead. Generally, when the patterns fail, and especially when it's an uptrend and negative patterns fail, that's a very strong positive indicator that stock is likely to explode. So yeah, I mean that happened somewhere around 850. See, stock is trading at all-time highs. I mean, it's one of the fantastic stocks. I even see stocks going much further up from here. There could still be, easily 15-20% kind of rally going ahead.
So at this time, would you recommend buying, or would you wait for a lower level?
See, broadly, I think the market has also run up quite a bit. Some consolidation, to my mind, is definitely on the cards, which could be, a week to 2 weeks kind of a consolidation can happen. So, buying around 1070 kind of a level, somewhere on the nearest support would be an ideal scenario to buy. But the direction is definitely on the upside.
Okay, Kunal, what's your sense of Titan? What should one do?
So now look at weekly and the monthly chart. The stock has never been a negative trend as per the longer time frame chart. So I would definitely wait for the stock to come down to say 1030 to add, because daily charts are showing some bit of divergences also, and somewhere we are seeing that the markets are also turning little bearish. So in that case, this stock may come down to 1030, 1050. That would be the ideal level.
Not at this level.
Not at this level.
Okay, and Kunal, what's your sense of Titan?
Darshan, at this level, the stock is looking good. The stock has entered into an uncharted territory. It indicates, momentum dynamic has shifted to a new zone. And whenever this kind of structure takes place, it normally indicates a further upside movement. So my view is like to get into the stock at the present level. Right now, it is trading at 1116. And if it plunges up to the level of 1100, then one can go for a buy on dip strategy with the SL of 1160. And I am seeing somewhere around 1210.
Okay, that would 1210 would be a stop loss?
1210 target.
1210.
1060 is a SL.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in on Titan, the first stock. And let's start with the first round. Let's invite Amit Shah, who has a call on NBCC. Let's pull up the chart. Amit, is it a buy recommendation that you're giving?
Yes, it's a buy recommendation. So what we are seeing here is the 20-day moving average. I think this is probably maybe simple, but the 20 EMA is more or less here. So the stock had been resisting the 20 EMA. Now it's trading above that. Last week what we saw was a nice strong candle. Now if you see here, this is a nice double bottom formation, and prior to that, if you see, it was in a strong uptrend which actually peaked out here. So it was an almost 1.5 year kind of a bear market for the stock. Within an larger uptime, the uptrend, if you see, it's in a large uptrend. So near term double bottom around these 47 level, actually it's a very good setup. What we are seeing basically in the current phase of the markets, a lot of stocks, coming out of their bases. Also, if you see, the trend has changed from this entire downtrend has been changed from down to up. So it's a nice entry. It has cleared this recent swing high. So also it's a trend reversal. The larger time frame the trend is quite strong. So it gives you a good entry into the overall uptrending stock at the initial level.
Is it more like a positional bet that you're taking, or do you see an immediate breakout that will happen?
No. So the recommendation is also to buy on declines. I think in the current market phase where the stock has run, in the near term, a lot of stocks, even the market has run up very, very hard. So it's good to buy stocks on declines near the support zones. I think the market will also probably consolidate for a week or maybe even more. So that is a good period to actually accumulate stocks that you feel are in the next leg of upside.
Okay, so till what level? It's at 66 currently.
Sure.
Till what level would you accumulate? Would you recommend accumulating some now, some at lower level, or buy everything at this level? What's your sense?
I would recommend buying this stock at between 58 to 60 with a stop loss of 52. I have a target of 79 and then 84 on this one. So buying on dips is more...
So not at this level?
Not at this level, yes.
And you believe that the stock will probably come down to levels of 60?
Yes, I think so. It could. I mean, see, there are chances that after a long consolidation, when the stock catches on the upside, sometimes it might not just give you the pullbacks that you may want to. So someone who does not want to miss, he can buy partial at this current market price, and then at the lower price, and then keep your stop loss and ride the upside basically.
Okay, and what makes you, because if you see it's tried to break out here, it came down again. What makes you sure that this time around it will move to higher levels?
Okay. So if you see the first part of the leg, then the other part of the leg, these were sharp downsides. It shows the behavior of the investor. But as you see in this part, it actually the pace of the decline was gradually coming down. And here, as I say, it's a classical Dow theory from down to up. So in this phase, the trend was down, but now the trend has been changed to up. Also, there is a double bottom here, along with confirmation with trading above the moving averages, large candle formations. Also, the volume here are quite sharp. So momentum is building up. Volumes are also quite strong here. So you can make out that investors are buying and accumulating the stock with strong volume. Stronger hands are getting into it.
Okay, so buy at close to 60. So you expect first a 10% correction to come in and then start accumulating?
Yes, possibly it could come, because I think that would coincide with the market itself consolidating in this phase basically, and which is where probably not just this stock, but I think even the broader markets, a lot of stocks would give you the opportunity to buy near support levels. Basically.
Okay, thank you for that, Amit. Kunal, what's your sense on NBCC? Would this be a similar strategy that you would follow? Would you buy at this point or would you avoid?
So certainly, Darshan, this stock is one of the eye-catching stocks. Right from 2014, when it was trading in the range of 40, it went up to 145. From 145 to around 50, where the stock made recent bottoms. Now, if you look at the entire retracement, that turns out to be around 88.6%. Recent fall is forming the falling wedge formation. Divergences are happening on the counter almost after 10 years. So looking at that, the stock can be rated as a buy on dip also. Certainly you should start buying from present level itself. On the lower side, 58, 59, 60, and then if the stock turns above that level again, there should not be any target to kept on the stock. Rather, we should trail the stop loss on the higher side.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in. And Kunal, what's your sense on NBCC?
It's like a thumbs up from my side. The stock has already given a breakout of its falling wedge formation. Right now, stock is trading above its 200 days moving average on daily chart. Plus, if we look after monthly chart, then stock has a form of bullish hammer candlesticks, and stock has a strong support near to 47, 48 marks. So we can say we can expect that the stock may give a good bounce back from the present level. My view is like to get into the stock at present level, and upside that I am seeing somewhere around 79, and downside at this level support comes at 58.
58. So till what level would you buy, Kunal?
I'll buy up to the level of 62.
62. Okay, that's the sense. I think the strategy that all three of our analysts have indicated is more of a buy on decline on NBCC. So that's the view that's coming in on the first stock. The second stock that we want to talk about is SBI, and it's a bullish call that's coming in almost close to a 52-week high, and one of the key participants of the rally on the Nifty Bank. Kunal, what makes you bullish? You believe that the rally will continue and will not hit an air pocket at a high level?
Right. So so now, as of now, we are trying to just check the entire trend right from 2002 till now. right from 2002, where the stock was near to the bottom, from 2002 to 2010, which is the recently made top on the chart, the stock was clearly in uptrend for 8 years, where actually the money actually got multiplied. Right from 2010 till 2018, that's again been 8-year cycle, where the stock is in the broad consolidation. Now, the interesting things to watch out on the chart is that if you look at this entire broad range, it was narrow. On the chart, it's showing a broader range, but if you convert this chart into log chart, it's showing very narrow range. Focusing on the last move, you can see that here is the ascending triangle formation. The range and the volatility of the stock is getting narrowed down. Now looking at the formation on the RSI, if you zoom on to the RSI, right from 2008 top till now, the RSI is making the lower tops. Right from 2008 top till now, the RSI was making lower tops, and if you just zoom on to the last focus of this RSI, it's forming again the symmetrical triangle where the breakout has already come in. So that's the first indication to me. Coming onto the chart back again, so about 305, the stock is actually entering into a new trajectory on the higher side, keeping 8-year cycle in mind, right from 2002 to 2010 and 10 to 18. So next probably 5 to 8 years are going to be extremely bullish for the counter once it manages to close about 310. And 310, that's because the resistance mark is here placed at 310. So about 310 on a weekly closing basis.
So that means today if it closes about
probably today, or say probably in the next week, whenever it gives a closing about 310, this pattern will remain valid for a couple of months.
So if you're saying that it's an 8+, so it's more like a positional call that you're looking at?
Absolutely. So I'm expecting the stock to reach to 400 mark and even higher side in couple of quarters.
Should they buy? Should they buy now? Should they wait?
No, certainly. I would wait for the counter to give a closing. Reason being, there can be a couple of more candles, and this is being the monthly chart. Your holding period may go up to a couple of months if the trigger doesn't really happen.
Okay, so only after 310 would you start?
Certainly. About 310 on weekly closing basis, the stock is expected to move on to say 400 mark at least.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Kunal. What's your view, Amit? SBI, would you be a buyer?
Yes, I would be. As he said, for the near term, I would actually only buy once it sustains about 315. So in that case, it is likely once it sustains about 315, it's likely to test its long-term resistance zone of 340 to 350. Now, Darshan, this 340 to 350 has been a range for almost 9 years. Now, I see the stock setting up for a big bull move. If you see in this leg of market recovery, financials have done very well, and that trend is likely to continue further beyond 340, beyond 350. Once it sustains on a monthly basis, I think this stock can even easily breach 500 on the upside, and this could be a very good investment by probably for next 2 to 3 years. I think a bigger trend is setting up.
Okay, and Kunal, what's the sense that you're getting?
Darshan, I'll go with the Kunal's view. Right now, stock has been trading in a triangle formation where stock has a strong resistance of its upper band of the formation, which comes at 306, 307. So if stock sustain about 310, definitely we will see a good upside movement. Even I can say that we will see a spurt in the counter up to the level of 350. So at this level, definitely I'll wait and watch. If we sustain about 310, I'll get into the stock for the target of 350.
Okay, that's the sense we're getting. 310. Watch out for 310. If it goes about 310 level on a closing basis, at least that's what Kunal had indicated. That's the level that you need to buy SBI. Let's move on to the next stock. Kunal Parar has a chart on BEML. Kunal, if we can have you, what's the sense? Is it a buy recommendation?
Yes, it's a buy recommendation. The stock has already given a breakout of its head and shoulder formation. You can say that it's an invert head and shoulder formation, shoulder, head and shoulder. And right now, stock is trading above its neckline of this head and shoulder formation on a weekly chart. So it's like stock has already given its confirmation for an upside movement. And if we consider on a perspective of moving average, then stock has already started its move about 21 and 50 weeks moving average. So it's like clear indication from a weekly chart based on the formation, based on the moving average, the stock may spurt in coming trading session. While if you talk about the sun on a monthly chart, stock has taken a support of its August 2014's bottom. So it's like we may see a replicate movement which it gave after August 2014. So based on this monthly chart, based on this weekly chart, I'm saying that the stock may spurt up to the level of 1130, while downside support I am seeing 930, and one can use buy and dip strategy up to the level of 985. Right now it is trading at 985, so one can get into the stock at CMP.
At current, until what level would you accumulate this counter?
I suggested when it was trading at 995, so 985 is a good level to get into the stock.
Okay, and how soon do you expect the rally to continue on this counter?
The way it is trading with above accentuated volume activity, I am seeing within the 3 to 4 weeks.
3 to 4 weeks. Okay, that's the view that's coming in on BEML. Thank you so much for that, Kunal. Kunal, what's your sense on BEML?
Darshan, if you recollect, we discussed about the same stock last week where, we mentioned the accumulation zone of 960. On the lower side, 940 would be the ideal level to re-enter the counter. I'm expecting the stock to reach 1150 to 1350 marks in couple of months' time.
Okay, but buy at this level?
Certainly, you can buy at this level, buy on decline till 950, 940 also. We are keeping the stop loss of 865, 870 because there are bullish hidden divergences on monthly chart also, and the pattern is definitely supporting it. So expect the stock to reach then 1150, 1350.
Okay, and Amit, what's your sense?
Yeah, so see, definitely it's a positive view from my side as well, but I would like to actually accumulate this on decline. So, it's moving towards its weekly 200 moving average, where it had previously also taken resistance. So my sense is maybe this area would be probably a bit sticky. So something around 930, 940 zone is a good zone to buy with a stop of about 875. I'm expecting stocks to head towards 1150 on the upside.
Okay, so it's a consensus bullish call that's coming in on BEML. Let's move on to the second round. Amit is betting on Karnataka Bank this time around. Let's see what the chart has indicated. Why are you bullish on Karnataka Bank?
Yeah. So if we just go back a little bit, this was the phase of the correction. As you can see here, it was a sharp correction, then a consolidation. Again, we saw a breakdown of this consolidation, but this break from this consolidation did not last, and it was sort of a failure on the downside. The trend was actually showing fatigue on the downside, and especially when there was no momentum and no further acceleration on the downside, the stock has actually made an inverse head and shoulder on the weekly. Now, coupled with this, there's a good strong push from the sector, banking sector as well, and this stock has cleared the recent consolidation and has made a bullish head and shoulder, especially after a breakdown, which as a position wise where the inverse head and shoulder has happened is very crucial. So especially after a breakdown, when the breakdown has failed and the stock has made a bullish head and shoulder pattern, it augurs a good buy for the stock basically.
Okay, so what level would you buy at 130?
I would at current market price also one can accumulate, and on dips towards 120 to 122. And the target for this is 154 and 167 on the upside. This is more of a positional buy.
What's the stop loss?
The stop loss for this one is 108.
108. And
Yes.
do you see any kind of what's the resistance level for this counter?
The next resistance, this is where the targets are coming, 154 and 167. There could be some halt towards that zone, but I see the trend overall continuing.
How soon do you see these levels coming in?
Probably I think this should happen over 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks for that.
Thanks.
So much for that, Amit. Kunal, what's the sense on Karnataka Bank?
See, what Amit has highlighted is perfect. The pattern seems to be very well working because the breakout has come. Probably retesting may happen. So ideal level to enter from short-term perspective would be say 120 to 123. If someone is looking at the counter from positional perspective, right now also the present level seems better. Start accumulating from this level. On the lower side, keep the level open till 118 and keep buying the counter. I feel 165, 170 seems likely. And above 170, this stock is almost poised for the same rally like SBI.
Okay, what about you, Kunal? What sense are you getting?
There's on a weekly chart, the stock has been trading with a strong support of 200 weeks exponential moving average, which is a good setup on a monthly chart. So my view is like for long-term perspective, one can buy stock at present level, and if it fall up to the level of 120, one is a better opportunity to get into the stock for upside movement of 170. While downside support at this level, I'm seeing somewhere around 108, 105. So one can keep an SL of 105 for a target of 170.
Okay, that's the consensus bullish call coming in on Karnataka Bank. The next stock again is a banking stock this time around. Kunal is betting on one of the banking stock. Let's pull up which stock it's Bank of India. Why are you bullish on it? And
so again, the entire sector has actually got the momentum, and that's it's an eye-catching thing. Now, what to look out for on the monthly chart is again right from 2000 levels. This stock was clearly in uptrend right till 2010. The way we saw in SBI. SBI picked up in 2002. The stock started rallying from 2000 itself. Almost 10 years positive rally. after 10 years, the stock was clearly in downtrend. The eye-catching thing here is that first time the previous bottom is taken care of on monthly chart. Now this is a line chart, so I'm giving importance only to closing prices. Here was the bottom first, the second bottom was here, but the price could not sustain that bottom. It made a lower bottom, and now it's forming the same bottom. Coming on to RSI, you can see that right from, if we zoom on to RSI chart, right from 2016 bottom till now, the RSI is making higher bottoms where the prices have made the same bottoms. Coming back to the chart again, so zooming onto the chart price, you can realize that this is a falling wedge kind of formation where the bottoms are equal. The last leg of formation, you can see it's an inverse head and shoulder formation on the monthly chart. Certainly very good setup for the positional traders. I'm waiting for the stock to give a breakout of 103, 104, which is the previously made top. On the closing basis, I expect the stock to reach 160 mark. Now 160 we need to again turn cautious because it's not like the SBI which has poised for the new rally above the mentioned mark. Here is the resistance which is coming near to 160 itself. By any chance it manages to close above 160, it's poised again for the
That's
new
a 60% upside that you
almost
see,
60%.
but how soon do you see this come? What's the time frame?
So again, this is a monthly chart, so one needs to keep that in mind that every candle or every closing is gonna be on a monthly closing basis. So minimum to minimum 3 quarters, that's 9 to 10 months are expected. After giving the breakout about 104, I expect the stock to reach 100.
So you will buy only above 104?
Absolutely, only above 104, which is the breakout level for this very fast rally, or keep accumulating in this particular range itself.
Okay.
On the lower side, say 95 can be the ideal level to accumulate.
And what price would this strategy fail? What's the stop loss?
This strategy will fail only when the prices goes below this particular mark.
Which is?
Which is, I think, around 90s. So which is already mentioned, so that's 90.
So you see a 10% downside and a 60% upside on the counter.
So almost 90 to 85 level would be the ideal level to exit this particular counter.
Okay, many thanks for that, Kunal. Amit, what's your sense on Bank of India?
Yeah, so I would actually wait for the stock to breach 110 and sustain on the upside. Once that happens, see, the stock has been trying to make a good strong base around 175 zone, that is where it has tried to absorb a lot of selling and is now actually trying to reverse the trend. So above 110, if it sustains, then yes, it can move towards 150 to 55 from a trading perspective. But I think overall it can test 180 kind of a zone once it sustains above 10. See, Darshan, I think in banking you cannot go wrong much apart from very few stocks. There's a lot of sector push happening and a lot of financials are doing well, and I think in this phase even some of the laggards are likely to do well from the banking space.
Okay, what about you, Kunal? What's the sense?
That's on a monthly chart. Since July 2018, the stock has been trading in range bound movement. Downside support comes at 73, 70, and upside strong resistance comes at 106, 110. So definitely at this level, my strategy would be like wait and watch. If sustain above 110, we may see a good upside movement up to the level of 160, 184. Till then, let it sustain above 110. If it sustain, then we will get positional direction view.
So I think a consensus view is anywhere between 5 to 10% upside is something before you need to watch out before you start entering into Bank of India. But that's the sense, I think, consensus view that we got on Bank of India. And the last stock that we want to talk about is with Kunal Parar. He wants to talk about Can Fin Homes this time around. Let's pull up the chart, Kunal. If you can explain what's the view. It's an anti-shark formation. I think you need to explain this strategy.
Yeah. This is like one can say like a classic bullish reversal formation, anti-shark formation has been taken place on a weekly chart, and after a good upside movement, from September 2016 to June 2017, after forming a top, stock made a bottom somewhere around 400, and if we consider this bottom, then this bottom comes at 61.80% of this XA leg. One can say this X and this A. So this B bottom comes at 61.80% of this XA leg, and after taking a support of 61.80% of its previous move, again stock went up to the least up to the C level, and this C level comes at exactly the 61.80% of this AB leg, and after that stock made a bottom somewhere around 210, and this comes at 113 of this XA leg, and 224% of this BC leg. So it's one can say it's like classic bullish reversal formation, anti-SAH'S formation. So based on this anti-SAH'S formation with the accentuated volume activity, I can say that the stock has already formed its bottom, and from the present level the stock may spurt its upside movement, as well as stock has been trading above its 21 plus 50 days moving average since last many weeks. So on moving average perspective, stock is looking very good. Even on daily chart, the stock has been trading above its 200 days moving average. And if we talk about RSI, the stock has broken its RSI has given a breakout of its previous top if we consider these two tops. So it's like classic, there is a further room for RSI to move upward. So based on this RSI, based on this formation, and based on this daily chart, I'm seeing good upside movement in the counter up to the level of 375, while downside support comes at 305. So I'll keep 305 as a SL.
Okay, that's the view that's coming in on Canfin Homes. Thank you so much for that, Kunal. Kunal, what sense are you getting 330 on Canfin Homes?
So right now actually I've started looking at all the positional charts, and this definitely turns out to be a short-term candidate. It's actually a candidate which is to be watched out for. Right from 2002 till now, it's never been below 200 periods monthly exponential moving average. Right from 2014 till the top of 660, from 60 to 660, the retracement which is right now the stock has taken is 61.8%. 250 to 330, which is the present level, seems the best level to accumulate from the positional target of 500.
Okay, and what about you?
Yeah, I think Darshan, it's one of the very strong NBFCs. It's been going through its own cycle of correction. So while other NBFCs have been correcting off late, this one had been, started its correction in mid of 2017, which was almost a 2-year kind of a correction. Now it's coming out of a nice base of its 5 months breaking out. Overall, if you look at the very, very long-term trend, it's in a very, very strong uptrend. So I do see the stocks heading towards 400, 420 on the upside.
Okay, so that's a positive view that's coming in on the final stock, that is Canfin Homes. And before we end, it's important to ask our guest what's the view on the Nifty Bank. It's managed to hit the 30,000 level on the futures. It did hit in the morning level, and then after that it managed to hit it even on the spot level. But is 30,000 the top, or is the rally now to continue for the Nifty Bank? Amit, Nifty Bank, we've hit 30,000, it's come back. What's the sense now?
So yes, stocks any index hitting a fresh all-time highs, and especially even before the Nifty has done that, Nifty is yet to hit an all-time high. So yes, there's clear outperformance from banking. I expect this broader outperformance to continue, but just in the near term, maybe for next a week or two, I think the index would consolidate. Probably we are seeing signs of that happening, maybe very, very early signs. I think now the support is around 29,000 zone on the downside, but one should be a buyer on dips, and index should keep on making newer highs. The trend broadly should continue. We'll see much overall. I think the index would hit 31,500 to 32,000 on the upside.
Okay, what about you, Kunal? What's the sense that you're getting?
So if I look at the chart, it's all-time high. So now near to all-time high, there are no resistances, and that's what is being said in the technical analysis, saying that all-time high, the sky is the limit for the counters. Certainly, it has rallied sharply in the recent past. So a cool-off of say around 500 to 700 points seems likely. So it can be a best buy say near 28,900, 29,000 marks certainly, but otherwise the trend is likely to continue on.
Okay, and Kunal, what's the sense that you're getting?
If we talk about early chart, stock has formed a negative divergence, and right now downside support comes at 64.4 RSI. So if it breaches, then we may see a downside movement in Bank Nifty, but I'm seeing somewhere around 29,600, which may become a floor for the Bank Nifty. And with the help of private bank and PSU bank, right now is starting to move upside. So I think with the help of private bank and with the help of PSU, Bank Nifty again get its energy for an upside movement up to the level of 13,200. So not at this level, but if it comes down up to the level of 29,600, that's a better point to get into the Bank Nifty future.
Okay, many thanks for that. So that's the sense that we're getting. Obviously, a consolidation can be expected on the Nifty Bank, but overall the trend seems to be on the bullish side. But with that, it's a wrap on today's edition of Hot Money. Many thanks to all of my guests for coming in. Kunal, as well as Amit, thank you so much for coming in. Ask PQ comes up next. Stay tuned to Bloomberg Quint.